It's Zepbound, baby. It's doing what it's supposed to do. Let's talk about it. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Hey guys, it's your girl Twain, and I am back for a new video. This is a comparison video of how I feel about my first month of being on Wegovy versus Zepbound. So let's just go ahead and get right into it, you guys. So February of 2023, I started my weight loss journey on Wegovy. I was 394.4 pounds. Okay, you guys, I did not do such a great job my first couple of weeks of monitoring and tracking everything like I was supposed to. So I went back and I looked at my very first 4 videos so that I can get the correct weight, because I didn't start documenting into my notes on my iPad until after the 4th week. So I went back this morning, I looked at those videos, and I was really surprised, guys. I was really shocked to look at myself on this last one video. So I'm going to put some clips of it in here because I like what I said in the beginning of this video, and I want you guys to hear this. This was me, 390 some pounds. I think it was like 370 some pounds on this video. This was me sharing with you guys, revealing to the world, to this community, my weight. For so long, you guys, I held it in, and I was not transparent with anybody of how much I actually weighed. Not even my husband. My family didn't even know. Can you believe it? Do you actually believe that I revealed to this community how much I actually weighed on the scale first before I even shared it with my own husband? You talking about a transparent moment. Let's talk about it. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Listen to this video clip and I'll be right back. Now, I did say I was going to be transparent and say exactly what my weight is. For a very long time, I hid my weight from my family. I did not want them to know exactly how much I actually weighed. My husband would guess all the time, but he was always wrong. He was close, but he was always wrong. I was very much embarrassed of my weight because I had gained a lot of weight, you guys. So I am trying to get back down to under 300, where I was when he and I first got married. I was knocking on 300 door, but I wasn't at 300. So my goal weight is to see if it's 299. I want to see 299, you guys, by the end of this year. When I step on that scale before January 1st, sometime December 31st, I want to see 299 or lesser. I don't want to be in 300s anymore. I am just tired of being this size. I've been over 300 for the last 15 years, going on 16 years, to be honest with you. And I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of the yo-yo, up and down, up and down. I'm ready to just get rid of it all. I'm not going to say lose it. I want to get rid of it. I don't want to lose the weight. I want to get rid of the weight and never see it again. Throw it away like you throw away trash. Because when you lose stuff, that means you're looking for it or you want to find it again. I don't want to find it. I want to get rid of it, never have to see it again. Went to the doctor on February 22nd for the very first time. Prior to starting on Wegovy, my weight was 394.4. Yes, that's what it was. With that being said, your girl was bold and I was in it to win it. And I did just that. I wanted to lose and be at 299, as you heard me say, by December of 2023. It did not happen. But I am so grateful and so happy that I got out of the 300s by the end of December of 2024. So I am so happy that I stood the test of time. It was slow, but it was steady. And I thank God for that. That slow and steady is my game. You know, you can't always rush things, but it will happen in due time if you stick to the plan. And that I did. So I wanted to encourage you guys and share that part with you. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it. So my first week on Wegovy, I lost like 6.8 pounds the very first week. The second week, I lost like 2.4 pounds. The third week, I lost 2 point something. And then the fourth week, I guess I lost about 5 point something, somewhere up in there. I know I wasn't really counting all the points. And then I had issues with my scale. So once I went to the doctor's office and then I got a new scale, I was able to compare the two, because I had like 3 scales in my house, y'all. So I finally got on the right scale to show exactly what my correct weight was compared to the doctor's office scale, because I weighed myself that morning before I went to the doctor's office. Then I came back home and weighed myself again. So that's how I was determined that I'm going to stick with this one scale, because it's only off by 1 pound. I had one scale that was off by 4 pounds, another scale that was off by 5 pounds. I was just like, what's up with these scales? Anyway, make a long story short, you guys, I lost a total of 16.6 pounds my very first month on Wegovy. Yes, that was awesome. That was amazing. That was amazing. And that's why I say all the time, and I tell people, I don't want to say anything negative about Wegovy, because Wegovy did what it's supposed to do. It did its job. It got me to where I'm at now. That was my learning stage. You know, the learning phase of me getting used to the GLP-1 and getting used to tracking and monitoring and falling in love with myself and, you know, all that kind of thing. That was my learning phase. So I am so grateful for being on Wegovy, because I was successful and I did lose, 55 pounds, I believe, on my first, 55.6 pounds, my first year of being on Wegovy. Yes. So starting February of 2024 is me going into my second year. And I went all the way down, you guys, till December of last year. So altogether, I ended with 95.2 pounds of being on Wegovy. And that was a year and 9 months. So that was awesome. That was amazing to have lost 95.2 pounds. So I am so ever grateful for Wegovy. It did what it's supposed to do. And I have no complaints. None whatsoever. None whatsoever. When I was on Wegovy, I didn't have problems with side effects. I did have constipation, but it got really, really hard and really, really bad for me with the constipation when I got to 2.4 pounds. I went into juicing, you know, and doing different things that, you know, eventually helped with the constipation, but I always still suffer with that constipation with Wegovy. I did not experience anything else but nausea. I did not experience the nausea until I got to 2.4 pounds. I mean, oh, my mind is all over the place. Until I got to 2.4 milligrams, that's when I experienced the nausea. No nausea until I got to 2.4 milligrams. And that was only because the day after my injection, I was doing intermittent fasting. And I was told you cannot do intermittent fasting the day after your injection, that you have to eat right away the day after your injection. You can't go long periods of times without eating. After trying that, I didn't have any more problems with the nausea. None. None whatsoever. So I'm sharing this because if you're out there and you're considering starting the journey on Wegovy, make sure that if you're going to do intermittent fasting, make sure you eat a lot of protein the day before your injection, the day after your injection. You got to eat. Don't sit there for hours doing intermittent fasting. Go ahead and eat. Put something in your body. Once you have food in your body, you don't have to worry about all the nausea. At least I didn't. So let me just share that. So again, Wegovy, I really don't have a lot to share because I had a great journey. I didn't experience all the lightheadedness and the fainting like people was doing and all the cramps, and I didn't experience those things. And I really believe it's because of what I was eating, that I was doing the right things. I was already exercising. I was already, you know, eating better prior to starting the Wegovy. So that's another thing to consider. Before you start the Wegovy, maybe you need to start making sure you're eating properly, you know, before you actually get started. Okay? All right, so let's go to my first month of being on Zepbound. When I started on Zepbound, I was 299 pounds. My very first week, I lost 3.8 pounds, which put me at 295.2. My second week, I lost 3.2 pounds, which put me at 292 evenly. My third week, I lost 1.6 pounds, which put me at 290.4. And then the fourth week, which was Thursday. Today is Saturday, so 2 days ago, I weighed myself in. I gained 3.2 pounds, so that put me at 293.6. So, the first month of being on Wegovy, I lost 16.6 pounds. The first month of being on Zepbound, I lost 5.4 pounds total. Now, let's talk about it. I had to sit here and try to analyze what happened, what was going on, because Zepbound is supposed to be a better medication. You know, studies have showed, research has proven that people lose way more weight on Zepbound. What happened? What happened with me? What happened? Why I didn't lose more than 16 pounds? Let's talk about it. There's some things to consider. I said to myself, Twan, you started your first injection on 12/4. Your second injection, let's see. You weighed in on 12/12. You weighed in again on 12/19. You weighed in again on 12/16. Then you weighed in again on January the 2nd. Do you realize, Twan, that this was during Christmas time and New Year's? I was bold enough to get myself on the scale on December the 26th, a day after Christmas. And that's when I lost the 1.6 pounds. Do you know most people don't even touch the scale the day after Christmas? Because they know they just ate a lot of food. Christmas parties and all kind of stuff, they're not going to get on the scale. But I was bold enough to do it. Okay? January the 2nd, the day after New Year's, I got on the scale. I was up 3.2 pounds. I said to myself, Twan, do you realize you just ate an African-American traditional New Year's dinner a couple hours ago, the day before? Yeah, I had fried chicken. I had dressing, cornbread dressing. I had brown rice. I had black eyed peas. I had collard greens, the ham hocks, and I had macaroni and cheese. What the world did I expect? Although I had small portions of all of it, it was a lot of starch still. I didn't go with my starch goal. I don't think I went with my starch goal that day. But still, that was a lot. You know, and we all know starch holds water. So, yeah, I know I went over my fat that day. I do remember looking at the app, and I was over my fat that day, but I was not over my carbs and all that. But that was a lot. That was a lot. And for me to be bold enough to get on that scale, that says a lot about me on this journey. So the point I'm trying to make is December is one of the toughest times of the year for people on a weight loss journey because of all of the celebrations, all the Christmas parties, you know, and all those different things. Mind you, I even had a Christmas party that I had went to with my job. And I brought some of that food home, and me and my husband ate off it the next day. So I was overly eating. So I could have possibly lost, you know, way more than that. Because by the third week, I was at 8.6 pounds of weight loss. Yeah. And then I gained. So let's just say that I didn't restrict myself. I didn't hold back. I had a nice time with my family. And I still lost 5.4 pounds. So I can't really say that the Wegovy is better than the Zepbound. I can't say that because I had to think about the timing that I started the Zepbound. Not only that, the second thing that came to my mind, you guys, I want y'all to think about this wholeheartedly. Think about it. Put your wisdom cap on right here. I was 394 pounds when I started Wegovy. Okay? When I started Zepbound, December of 2024, I was 299 pounds, which means I had lost 95.2 pounds. So I was 95.2 pounds lesser than I was in February of 2023. So what I'm trying to say is, the heavier you are, the more weight you lose when you're exercising and cutting back. You cannot expect for a 200-pound person to do a 30-minute power walking on a speed of 3.0, okay, in 30 minutes, to burn the same amount as a person who wears 400 pounds, who's walking the same 30-minute power walk at the speed of 3.0. I guarantee you that person who's 400 pounds is going to burn like twice the amount of that 200-pound person. So that is why when you're heavier, you burn more doing your workouts than you do when you start losing weight. Fact check me. Research it for yourself. So I had to take in consideration, Twan, you're not even doing the same activities that you were doing back then. You don't even carry the same amount of weight around on you as you do back then. So I had to take those two things in consideration. You know, the third thing I had to take into consideration is that my body was probably used to putting in 3,000 calories a day. Yeah, probably. Easily. Because I remember when I first started Wegovy and I had to start tracking, there were a couple of times I was tracking like 2,100. I was like, woo. And I knew I was eating way less than I had been eating prior to starting my journey. So the point I'm making is my body probably was taking in a good 3,000 calories every single day when I was 394 pounds. So once I got to the 299 pounds, my body was used to taking in an average of 1,500 a day. So what I'm saying, number one, the timing of the year was totally different. Number two, by me dropping all that weight, I'm not burning as much as I was carrying all that weight on me. And number three, it's not like I had to restrict my diet as much. Well, my intake, what I'm intaking into my body as much. Let's say that, because I don't like to use the word diet. My nutrition. I didn't restrict anything. I'm on the same plan I started on, 1,500 calories. You would think most people, when they start losing weight, they'll start lowering their calories a little bit. But no, I'm still on 1,500 calories. So my body is kind of adjusting. And it's still good that I started almost 2 years ago with this 1,500 calorie count. And I'm still at that and I'm still losing. So that says what? The Zepbound is zipping. That's what that says to me. The Zepbound is zipping and it's doing its job. So I have no complaints. When I look back and see that I was 16.6 pounds my first month on Wegovy versus the 5.4 my first month on Zepbound, no complaints. Why should I? Why should I? Had I had started Zepbound, maybe in February, beginning of the year, I'm quite sure it would have been way more because I wouldn't have had all the cake and we didn't even talk about it. I wouldn't have had all that Christmas celebration stuff going on. All the Christmas shenanigans going on. I would have had all that going on around me. So, I'm sharing all this with you guys because I want you to start thinking about it, you guys. I know there's a lot of people out there who have recently switched medications, or you're considering switching because you've heard so many great things about Zepbound. And I don't want these things to hinder your success. I don't want you to jump into the Zepbound thinking that your journey is going to be like somebody else's journey. Think about your timing. Think about the weight, that your current weight versus your previous weight. You know, think about your caloric intake, your nutrition status when you started versus where you are now. Keep all those things in mind before you sabotage yourself. Okay? Because your girl had to sit back and think. I was like, wait a minute now. What's going on here? What's going on? The girl had to think wholeheartedly, hey, what is going on here? Something ain't right. But yeah, I'm happy, and I have no complaints. I'm going to keep on rolling. What that song say? Keep on rolling. You better go, baby.